Well, hello. This is the Fantasy News, where we bring you the news of everything fantasy, the pop culture of fantasy, and everything, well, fantasy. I'm Justin Moe.
I'm Heather Moe.
And I'm Nathan Moe.
And we are here from the comfort of our own couch because it's quarantine time.
Yeah.
Quarantine.
Self-quarantine.
Self-quarantining.
Social
Self-isolation.
distance.
Yes, we hope that you all are staying in your little nooks and staying safe and healthy.
Crannies.
I think I need more coffee. It's actually interesting because in this time of the coronavirus, COVID-19, we're all watching stuff.
A friend of ours, John Wells, some of you might know him actually and have seen him in some fantastic stuff because he's an incredible actor. He actually made an incredible post. It was really enlightening, I think, in a lot of ways. We as people are turning to entertainment to kind of sustain us, if you will, but then not to forget that once this ends and once you kind of go about your everyday life, not to forget to support the arts.
What this is doing is showing us the value of escapism. And entertainment is the truest form of escapism. Speaking of entertainment and news of entertainment, let's go to Miranda Burke again for the latest.
That's right, it's time for another TFN Pop Culture News Update. Before the end of the year, we should have a new feature-length film of Dune for all to see. The adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction has been done before in both movie and TV formats, to some mixed reviews. But the producers argue that this one is truly for the fans and will stay in the spirit of the book. The release is set for December 18th, 2020, and will feature such notable actors as Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, and Zendaya. The Amazon Prime series Carnival Row has confirmed a second season. Filming wrapped in November of 2019 with actors Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne, and we can expect the second season to air around the first half of 2021. Star Wars: The High Republic, also known to some as Project Luminous, is a new publishing series set about 200 years before The Phantom Menace, when the Galactic Republic and the Jedi Order are at the height of power. It's designed deliberately to not overlap with any of the filmed movies or series, so a lot can happen here. The uncharted territory on everything from pioneering the Outer Rim to exploring new cultures should bring the fans a slew of original characters and stories to enjoy. Expect the books and comics to release around August with the annual Star Wars celebration. HBO has announced a new series adaptation of the popular video game The Last of Us. The game is a survival horror set in a post-apocalyptic United States where you play two characters who work together to make their way west in the hopes of finding a cure to a fungus that is destroying humanity by basically making them zombies. The show will be written by Neil Druckmann, the creative director for the game, and Craig Mazin, who wrote the Chernobyl series. The score will be by Gustavo Santaolalla, who scored the first two games. No release date is planned yet, but we should know more after the second game releases in May. The rumors have finally come true, and Resident Evil will become a series on Netflix. This was announced back in January of 2019 in an old blurb saying the show will be set in Clearfield, Maryland, where Umbrella Corp is located. So far, we know that the series will be shot in South Africa, with the first season being 8 episodes long. No cast has been confirmed yet, but if they need a Jill Valentine, just give me a call, guys. Stranger Things Season 4, which is set to film right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, has been temporarily shut down in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. While this was a difficult decision for the producers to make, it is a necessary one at this time. Netflix has agreed to pay the crew for 2 40-hour work weeks during the hiatus in order to help ease the economic burden. We hope that everyone stays safe and that we can all get back to work soon. On a brighter note, it's time to congratulate some successful crowdfunding projects. First, we have Storm Sunder. Their Kickstarter miniature board game completed March 5th, 2020 and raised over $816,000. In case you missed it, you can still pre-order the game over on Kickstarter. Plus, the Fantasy Network's own The Rangers did a crossover with Drustin Lorne, played by our own dear friend Mini Wargaming Dave. Drustin is a Kickstarter exclusive miniature you can get for the board game. Our next congratulations goes to Tavern Brawl, a tabletop RPG-inspired web series. This story is based on the life of a tavern keep who is constantly trying to prevent excited adventurers, evil cultists and bandits, and even the local tax guys from tearing his establishment apart. We look forward to seeing the final product. Speaking of crowdfunding, keep an eye out for a new Kickstarter campaign for the Outlawed Faith comic that will be launching very soon. The comic is based on the already established world of Outlawed Faith, which you can watch right here on the Fantasy Network. That's all for now. Back to you all.
Well, thank you, Miranda. I'm actually really excited about Dune. The cast is so great. Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, my man, Poe Dameron from the Star Wars trilogy, Lucasfilm. Yep. Dave Bautista, Josh Brolin, and Stellan Skarsgård, who, for you musical theater people out there, has been in Mamma Mia. This is just such a big...
In Mamma Mia is excellent.
You're rude and I love him.
We love us some Jason Momoa.
Good.
Oh, come on!
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Yes, we have a couple other stories we want to bring to the viewers. Robbie, what do you got?
Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is still in the early development stages over at Disney, but fans of the franchise could see the return of Johnny Depp to his iconic role as Captain Jack Sparrow. It seemed like in 2017 that Disney was trying to distance themselves from the actor, and new revelations in the ongoing Johnny Depp and Amber Heard drama have taken a turn in his favor, and according to multiple news outlets, executives over at Disney are now lobbying to bring Johnny Depp back to the franchise due to the massive public support he has been receiving lately. Chernobyl screenwriter Craig Mazin joined Pirates alum Ted Elliott to write the script, and they are looking for a female-led film, which could potentially mean that Captain Jack Sparrow will only be a supporting role in this upcoming film, but we will just have to stay tuned. Now, here is everything we know about the upcoming Netflix series, Cursed. The series is based on an illustrated YA novel of the same name written by Tom Wheeler and illustrated by Frank Miller. Both Wheeler and Miller are writers and executive producers for the upcoming Netflix series, and Deadline reported that the plot of the series is a reimagining of the Arthurian legend told through the eyes of Nimue, a teenage heroine with a mysterious gift who is destined to become the powerful Lady of the Lake. And after her mother's death, she finds an unexpected partner in Arthur, a young mercenary, in a quest to find Merlin and deliver an ancient, powerful sword. Catherine Langford, best known for her role in 13 Reasons Why, and Love Simon will play the lead character Nimue. We know that there are going to be 10 episodes in the first season. Filming began in March of 2019, and after some Instagram creeping, which I can now call research, filming wrapped around early November 2019. Upon doing further research, I found the title for episode 7 on writer and EP Tom Wheeler's Instagram account. In the picture, there is a script with the title, Bring Us In Good Ao. Hopefully you guys are excited for it, because I am. I just wanted to say that I am so excited to join the TFN news team. I'll throw it back to you guys. Back in the studio with the Moes.
Thank you, Robbie, for that great content. It is just, there's so much happening right now in the world. It's so great. This is a good year, despite what seems like the world falling apart in the zombie apocalypse. Anyway,
Yes.
he talked about Cursed, and I'm just excited because we're seeing a female really incorporated in the story.
Right.
That which she was just recently in Knives Out as well. She's a great actress.
Yes.
She's bringing the sword to Arthur. I think that is just such an interesting tale that I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how they twist it.
Pirates. Oh look, I have a pirate shirt. The fact that Johnny Depp may be back is exciting.
Woo!
Yes.
That's cool.
I thought, well, are they just gonna reboot the whole thing and
Right.
scrap the story?
I was nervous about that too.
Pirates of the Caribbean is Pirates of the Caribbean because of Jack Sparrow and because of
Yeah.
what Johnny Depp originally brought. So it seems to be a good choice to bring him back,
Yeah.
even
At
as a
least
supporting character.
To finish out his story properly.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm incredibly excited about is a little company called Naughty Dog.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3.
Naughty Dog!
Ooh.
Is that what a Naughty Dog sounds like? So Naughty Dog one of my favorite game developers of all time. They know how to write incredible stories, like the Uncharted games. I mean, Crash Bandicoot, classic.
Crash Bandicoot.
So
Bandy.
that's how you pronounce it.
Crash
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot. It's not Bandicoot.
Crash
How do you
Bandicoot.
say it?
How do you
Crash
say
Bandicoot.
it? How do you say it? The way
This
it's
is gonna
spelled.
be a thing every
The
time.
way it's
isn't it?
spelled.
Crash
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot.
You say it
Bandicoot.
fast, not Bandicoot.
Ready?
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
He said the same thing I do.
No,
I
he
said
did
it
not.
the way-
Roll it back. Slow mo.
All right, I have to know.
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot. I'm Merriam-Webster.
Bandicoot.
Who is this random person though?
Emma.
This is
Emma says
Merriam-Webster.
You can pronounce it either way you want. Yes.
another game that they created that was voted the best game of the decade, at least in the PlayStation realm, The Last of Us.
I just finished that game for the first time.
And I just lost my hearing. So that storyline is absolutely incredible. If you haven't played that game, highly recommend it. And the fact that it does so well as a video game, and now HBO is kind of slated to make this. I think it's supposed to be loosely based on the first game, potentially kind of going into the second game, which is fantastic because the dynamic between Joel and Ellie in that relationship is absolutely incredible.
What was great is that they made a statement about how this is a story that can't be made into a feature film.
Exactly.
It's just too long and too expansive to, again, be fit into.
Yeah, and it's all about their relationship.
Right.
I mean, when you're playing the game, you become very emotionally invested.
Yeah. Speaking of zombies, Resident Evil. Netflix has been doing solid shows, in my opinion, like Daredevil, Punisher, all these, kind of superhero Marvel type shows, not just those, but those are some incredible shows that I've really enjoyed. So the fact that they, in theory, are going to be hosting Resident Evil as a Netflix original, I am very, very,
Yeah.
very much looking forward to that. Clearfield is a real place in Maryland. I looked it up. It's on a map.
Speaking of Netflix, and this brings us full circle back to the pandemic that we're in right now. Netflix productions are on hold because of the kind of social distancing that we're having to do.
Yeah, and not just Netflix, it's all of LA, Atlanta, New York. It's
The
just,
whole film and TV
stopped.
production industry has been hit hard by this.
You see photos, it's just deserted. Everything. Like, it's kind of freaky.
Yeah, it feels like the zombie apocalypse.
Right,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, but Netflix is taking care of their workers and their production teams. They've actually committed $100 million to supporting those people that have worked on their productions, which is fantastic.
And other actors too, not just Netflix actors. It's for an actors fund, I think, for a lot of people to be a part of. And they're still paying paychecks for their workers as well while they're not working.
Yeah.
So it's cool. There are a lot of movies that are being pushed back at this point.
Yeah.
And releases that were supposed to happen that are
Theatrical
like
releases.
just movies that were supposed to be released at this point, but nobody wants to go to the movie theater right now, and now you're not legally allowed to in a lot of places.
Right.
So
Universal is actually planning on releasing their films theatrically, but also on VOD. It's from the comfort of your own home. You can watch them while they're released into theaters. Basically at the same time.
yeah, that's cool.
There is still an online presence of community, the Fantasy Network. There is a community there. There's a Facebook page. There are Discord channels.
Then it'll make you feel a little bit better too. You're not just sitting at home binge watching, which is awesome. Do it. It's great. But
Yeah.
if you're binge watching on the Fantasy Network, you can actually interact with other people.
Talk
which
about things.
is great.
Discuss what you've watched.
Yeah.
What did you like? What was constructive criticism?
Right.
When it's all said and done, we want everyone out there to stay safe, stay healthy, and
Stay home.
Stay home. Watch some of your favorite content on whatever streaming platform you desire. But remember that there is the Fantasy Network, and we've got your back. Enjoy the content on there. Interact with the people on there. Have a community. And that's all we have today on the Fantasy
Fantasy
News.
News.
Catch you next time.